as you come to this convention, what are your expectations?
Well, the expectation, I think, coming to any convention is to come out of here unified. And we had a very spirited contest for the president, but I think there's very little distance between the thinking of Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders, and especially on the issues that matter most to people. And so I do believe, and based on the speeches last night, the incredible remarks by Michelle Obama, when you equate children and responsibility and integrity and the whole mission that every generation shares is about making sure you're preparing for that future in our children, and to do it the way that Michelle was able to do it was just remarkable. We had very good speakers last night, but by far and away, I mean, maybe one of the best speeches I've ever heard. It's put a lot of pressure on Barack Wednesday night, I'll tell you that. So I do expect that we're going to come out of here unified and, you know, on the side of people. I mean, we're here at Nuns on the Bus, et cetera, and if you look at their agenda is synonymous with our platform on our committee. And so we feel that we're close to the people. We're on the side of the angels, or at least the nuns.
Well, listen, I'm glad it's a good transition, because people of faith in this election cycle have been hearing lots of different things about what religious freedom means. We're concerned about that from some of the conversations in other parties. Mm-hmm. Tell me what you see as real religious freedom and where you stand on that.
Well, religious freedom, I think, as guaranteed by the Constitution, gives everyone the right to worship whomever they choose or decide, whatever God they believe in or not. They have the right, and whether you're an atheist or whether you're an agnostic, you have the right to those beliefs. And, you know, certainly in the Judeo-Christian tradition, those are we're most familiar with those, but the great teachings of Islam, the great teachings of Buddha, you know, you can go throughout the world and look at other religions that we can all learn from. And it's not just a question of being tolerant, which of course everyone should, but trying to understand. And, you know, I think that's a great thing that the Nuns on the Bus do, reaching across denominations and reaching across to people. And at the end of the day, bringing them together. You know, after all, it's we the people in order to form a more perfect union. We're not there yet, but it's every day striving to be a perfect union by virtue of adhering to the Constitution, amending it where we think it needs to be amended, but abiding by it where we know its deep respect comes from traditions that date far beyond the founding of this country.
Congressman, one last question. If you had a quiet conversation with Donald Trump, what would you say to him?
That's a great question. I would say first to look into the eyes of people who are currently suffering in this country. Look into their eyes, and not in the manner of trying to persuade them to be for you, but to understand the predicament that they find themselves in. And then look in your heart and see if you wouldn't come around to a platform that's more in line with what the Democrats think. That's what I'd ask them. And I would also say tone it down and not be so bellicose about these things. This isn't about The Apprentice. This isn't reality TV. These are actual lives of people, human beings who, as the potentially, though I hope remotely, chance that you could be President of the United States, you have the most incredible responsibility in the world.
Great answer. Thank you so much for being with us.
Okay. Pleasure.